Hey, Gremlin. Can you take it down just a notch?
That's kind of.
Okay. Well, I thought I'd ask. I have just filmed my review for Collateral Damage. Yeah. And I'm so excited. I gotta start editing it now. But, how are y'all? How are my lovelies? It's been kind of a weird, wild ride dealing with a toddler and a newborn who is now a month and almost 2 months. I can't believe this, but yes, I have not filmed a whole ton in January. The stuff that I have mostly filmed, I was trying to do vlogs and I wasn't liking how they were turning up, so yeah. You didn't get as much of what I recorded in my Lynette Eason video, and I have a couple things piled up behind me and it just looks like it's so messy over there. It's just, anyone ever does that? You like put something somewhere just for the moment and it looks like it's piling up and just being messy, and anxiety's starting to kick in. Anyway, we are going to be starting a Moonbow Night by Laura Frantz. This is my first Laura Frantz. I can't wait to get into her. I do think she's more slow-paced in her writing. I'm really excited to get into her writing. This takes place in Kentucky, so I'm super excited to knock off Kentucky. Here is the synopsis. After fleeing Virginia, Temperance Tucker and her family establish an inn along the Shawnee River. It's a welcome way station for settlers and frontiersmen traveling through the wild Cumberland region of Kentucky. Men like, I think his name's pronounced Sion Morgan, a Virginia surveyor who arrives at the inn with his crew looking for an experienced guide. Though he balks when Tempe is appointed to lead his team through the wilderness, it isn't long before Sion must admit that her abilities may outmatch his own. But can the tenuous tide they are forming survive the dangers waiting just around the bend? With her signature sweeping style and ability to bring the distant past to vivid life, Laura Frantz beckons you to join her in a land of Indian ambushes, conflicting loyalties, and a tentative love that meanders like a cool mountain stream. I have read chapter 1 already. She really does have good writing. I will say from chapter 1 already, there is a trigger warning. There is animal death, and it was not pretty. Fair warning out there. Let's get into this. Hello everybody, it's been kind of a good day but a little bit stressful weekend. My son, little man, is sick, and this is his first like real sickness. I mean, he's been kind of sick before, but they've been like little colds, you know, nothing like super bad, but this one is his first, like, you can hear when he coughs, you can hear it in his lungs, and it's not fun for this mama. Let me go pour my coffee. I am also slowly getting my house kind of deep cleaned. I'm moving stuff bit by bit, trying to get rid of stuff we don't need. putting stuff away that needs to be put away. It's the kind of the mess in the background you see, so please ignore it. It's a disaster right now. I'm also getting ready because my brother will be here Thursday. I'm so happy. He will be coming from Colorado. That's where he lives with his wife and 2 daughters. His wife and 2 daughters won't be coming out this time, but they'll be coming out in February and in March and in May as well. His oldest has like competition volleyball, so that's why they're going to be coming out in February and March, because I think it's in Orlando, or I think it's in Florida, and they are driving through, and the main reason they're driving through, I think, is they're dropping off their 2 huskies, my bad, 2 huskies with my mom, and then headed down because my brother found out that it will cost him $300 to check his golf clubs. And so he was like, no, I'm going to drive down there. It'll be cheaper that way to go down there, because he's more about the golf than anything else, which I don't understand. Golf is boring. Like, I don't understand the whole need to play golf. Putt-putt golf is one thing, but actual golf, it's something that's not for me. He likes it. I think he gets that from our father, because my dad would actually watch golf. He loved to watch golf, and I'm like, why? I'm also really excited for the Olympics coming up. I do not like the Summer Olympics because I don't like any of the sports in it. Now, this year is the Winter Olympics, and I absolutely love the Winter Olympics. There are so many sports that I absolutely love. Curling is one of the sports that me and my husband has gotten into. The other one is the biathlon, I think it's called. That's the one where they have where they ski, and then they have to have like they have to shoot targets every so down the trail. I don't know what you call it. Either way, I think it's called biathlon. But the main reason I'm recording this, a Moonbow night, I'm in chapter 4. I haven't gone very far because yesterday I was not in the mood to read at all, and then pretty much this morning, or well, most of the day, because it's almost 6 o'clock at night, I have not had the mood to really read. But I picked this up. I'm like, I need to get into this if I have to. I downloaded the audiobook just in case, if I need, the motivation to get into it. But for right now, I'm actually reading pretty good. I will say I don't like Sion. I think that's his name, Sion. S-I-O-N. Is that Sion? Maybe once I listen to the audiobook, I'll hear his name and how it's supposed to be pronounced. But I'm not a big fan of him, just because just seems to be arrogant is not the right word. Maybe a little bit prideful. Overconfident. Not arrogant. Arrogant just doesn't sound right. But like boastful doesn't sound right either. He has like that. He has a pride, but it's not like an egotistical pride, if that makes sense. And then he just went down a river with a couple people and his dog, and when they about go over waterfalls, and he tells basically everyone, save yourself, and jumps into the river. And when he's looking for if anyone like survived, what's it say? It said something, and I want to make sure I read it right, because I'm double checking. I'm doubting myself, so I want to double check. Oh, right here. If he'd sent men to their deaths, he hated that he felt. Blah, blah, blah. Wait. If he'd sent men to their deaths, he hated that he felt more of a loss over Smokey than Cornelius or Spencer. And I'm glad that he hated that he felt more of a loss over Smokey, who is his dog, than the two men. But he's still feeling more for an animal over two men. So it's like, yeah, okay. I hope he does, you know, have redemption in this. Maybe. He's not a godly man, because they've brought up God a few times and he gets, like, annoyed with it. So I think there is going to be some redemption there. At least I hope so, because the way Laura Frantz is talked about is that she is a Christian author, so I don't see her keeping an atheist as a main character. But I'm only on chapter 4, so I shouldn't, like, be too harsh on Sion, because I haven't sat with him long enough to get a full layout of his character. Now, Temperance is a very unique name. I really like that. So, if your name's Temperance, that's really cool. I kind of want more of her perspective so far versus Sion, but again, that just because Sion's not sitting well with me. But I kind of want to find more about, like, why her family left Virginia. It sounds like her dad might have gotten into, like, a deadly tussle, and her dad won that deadly tussle. I'm not fully sure yet, and I can't wait to get to the part where she will be leading the men through Kentucky. This is about, I'm pretty sure I said the synopsis, but if you guys don't know the man Daniel Boone, who this book is actually dedicated to, Daniel Boone is known for the Cumberland Gap and making basically a way into Kentucky. And there is a settlement there. I think it's, you know, a town, a city now, called Boonesboro. And that's kind of like why he's kind of famous, is he's made that. And a lot of people made their way into Kentucky through the Cumberland Gap, which that's what this is basically about. Tempe's mom and them run an inn called Moonbow Inn. But yes, I do plan to try and read some more of this tonight. Like I said, I've got one sick kid. I'm trying to keep Halfling away from him. And it's really hard because, you know, if I'm, you know, close to Little Man, I may carry it over to Halfling. So it's a little bit stressful, but you know what, God's in control no matter what. So my two boys are in his hands. Hey everyone, what's going on? Update, I am chapter 8. While this is slow paced, it doesn't feel slow paced. When I can sit down to read, it's going by really good, so it doesn't feel like it's dragging. That's what I mean to say. It doesn't feel like it's dragging at all, even though it is slow paced, which I really love, because I do find that some authors are not good at slow pace because it seems like they drag everything out. This, not so much. What do I think of the characters? Tempe, I am loving. I love that she's very outdoorsy, and I love that she has like a little small book of Psalms that she loves to read, and that she just finds peace in the outdoors, because I like to be outdoors. Because me and my husband are very much, we like to be outdoors, out in the wild and stuff. We just don't necessarily like to be in like cities. That's why small town living is perfect for us. But Scion, now, I'm not sure what to think of Scion. I just cannot get a feel for him. I'm very confused by him. There happens to be a half Cherokee that we have been introduced to. His name is Raven. I'm not sure if he is going to be like a big character or not. So I'm quite interested in that. There happened to be something really bad in this, though. There are some trigger warnings with animal death. Like, they talk about animal death, and then there's one animal death on page. So I do want to definitely talk about that. I mean, it is them crossing the wilderness, so there's going to be some death that's going to happen. Now, Tempe does have some, like, trauma in her past, along with her brother. Her brother has some trauma, so something happened in this valley called Powell Valley, and that's where her fiance had passed away, and her brother became lame in one leg. You don't exactly know what it is, quite frankly, but it has been specified that they were attacked by Native Americans. But you don't know exactly the full trauma of what they went through, because her brother has some scars, and you're just wondering, no matter who it is, when you have war going on and you have like ambushes going on, you're gonna come, if you survive it, you're gonna come out with some trauma. So yeah, and then of course something happened with her dad. I'm starting to get like what happened to her dad. You're also getting this during 1777, the Revolutionary War is still going on, so you've got some tensions between patriots and loyalists, or in this it's called Tories, which I don't think I've ever heard it be called a Tory before, but then again, I'm very like bit ignorant when it comes to the Revolutionary War. In my household when we were growing up, World War II was like the most prevalent war that was taught. So I know more about that, but not really much about the Revolutionary War. I probably could ask my brother, and he would definitely tell me, because he loves all things like military history. They are out in the middle of the woods. You don't get as much of the tension. It's just mostly between Scion and Cornelius. Of course, his name's Cornelius. This guy is just I like what Tempe calls him, a banty rooster. That he is an Englishman, and he has some tensions with Scion, who comes off like more on towards the Patriot side, but he does work for a, what was it called? Loyal Land something company. He works for an English company. Yeah, there's just tension. So I'm wondering when Tempe is going to be because it says, Tempe's going to be appointed lead of his team, so I kind of wonder when that's going to happen. I kind of figured it would happen by now, and that we would get the slow journey across like the Cumberland. So far, not yet. That is my update for right now. I'll let you guys know if I have any more thoughts. I have a problem with this audiobook. So first of all, I have been for a good chunk of the book calling his name Scion, and now that she's saying Sean, it's really throwing me.
How do you say it? Sean.
Then she's doing the narration for their voices, and she's giving them a southern drawl. This is 1777. They would not have a southern drawl. They would have the British, they would. So I don't know, but either way, I know they wouldn't be speaking with no southern accent.
They wouldn't have that big old southern twang to them.
No, and it's just annoying. It's taking me out. Because they would definitely not be talking like that. But I gotta listen to it because I gotta do stuff. And I want to finish this. I am slowly working on this. You guys just saw me do that and then kind of talk to my husband about the audiobook. Well, your girl can't do the audiobook. She cannot get past those southern accents. But anyway, I'm gonna do Kentucky like it's made out of logs. I don't know how well this is gonna work. But since a Moonbow night is out in the wilderness, I thought doing logs, like it was made of logs, would work. We'll see. I plan on doing like a little cliff, maybe right here or down here. Probably down here, like a little cliff that has a waterfall going off of it, because how a moonbow happens is that you have a waterfall and the mist from, like the moonlight from the, obviously from the moon, hits the mist from the waterfall, and that gives you a moonbow. Well, I'm not going to try and do a moonbow. I'm not that creative, but I think right here in this corner, a nice waterfall would work. Yo, I have 18 pages left in a Moonbow night. 18 pages. I have some questions and I don't feel like they're gonna get answered. Like my heart is racing. I should not be this stressed, but I am. It's, yeah, I have no idea how this is gonna end. I really don't. I have 18 pages left, and what's happening right now, yeah. The author weaves a story of love after loss through both Tempe and Sean. Now that I know that it's pronounced Sean and not Scion. Yes, so they have a slow burn romance. So if you're wanting something that has romance throughout the entire book, this is not it. This does have slow tension build though. between settlers and Native Americans. I will say, if you are sensitive to certain words that are era appropriate, like time period appropriate, you might want to stay away from this book, because they do use the word Indian for Native Americans, because during this time that is what they were called. Along with, there's a few times they do use the word savage. Just fair warning, that was during this time period, and unfortunately, you know, things happened in history that you're not gonna like. That it sucks, but it's true. I feel like the author did a really amazing job with being as respectful as she can be, but also portraying how people would think during that time. I really do like how she ended the story, where you don't know what happened to some characters, which is something that would be very realistic, especially since even though it's third person, it's still through Sean and Tempe's point of view. So because they didn't find out what happened with those other characters, you're not gonna know what happened to them, because it's through their point of view. They don't know what happened to them. But overall, I will definitely be giving Laura Frantz another try. I'm very impressed. I can see why a lot of people read her. She's really great. It was slow paced, but you didn't feel like it was slow paced. It didn't drag at all throughout the story. Every time I picked this up, I was completely engaged throughout everything that was going on, which it's kind of funny because some of it was like mundane things, but yeah, I was engaged in it. So I'm very impressed with Laura Frantz and can't wait to get to more of her books. Thank you for following me on this vlog through reading Laura Frantz for the first time. If you have read Laura Frantz and absolutely love her, I hope I'm saying her last name right. Frantz. However you say her last name. Either way, if you've read her and you have an absolute favorite by her, please let me know down below so I can check it out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.